In this video, we are going to take a look at correcting a released AP bill in Eldermark Financials. Now, if your accounts payable bill is in a status of balanced, then it has not yet been released. And you can go in and make changes. I can put in a new description. I could change an amount. I could put in a different GL account. I can save my changes, and because it's a status of balanced, it's not been released, and it will save my changes, no problem. Once I release the AP bill, you'll notice the status here will change from balanced. Let's click the release button. Now it changes to open. Now this is posted into the general ledger, and it's an open accounts payable bill on my accounts payable aging. But what happens is, since Eldermark Financials has a full audit trail, once you release a transaction, you can't change it. And you can tell that all these fields now are gray. I also cannot come down in here and change the amount or the GL account. But what happens if I discover later that maybe I have the wrong amount and the wrong GL account? I can't change the existing bill, but I can do a reversal and re-enter the bill with the correct amount and correct GL account. So to do that, first I can come up here to Actions, and if you notice right now I'm on Bill number 1. I'll go to Actions and Reverse right here. So choose that. And this will generate now a new debit adjustment. So a bill credits accounts payable, a debit adjustment debits accounts payable, basically doing the reverse of the bill. And by choosing the Actions Reverse from the Bill menu, it copies all the information over. So it's got my vendor, my date, my invoice number, the description, GL account, amount, etc. So it's a quick way to generate that reversing debit adjustment. And now I can go ahead and release the debit adjustment. So now I've got a debit adjustment number 8 with a status of open. Now I still have an issue here though, because if I go out and run my accounts payable aging, let's open this in a new tab and run it, you'll see that even though the vendor balance is 0, I still have 2 open documents. My original bill is still open and my debit adjustment is open. Now I'm not going to end up paying the original bill, but what I can do is I can take this debit adjustment and apply it to the original bill. You can do that here with Actions, Pay Bill, Apply Adjustment. It takes me to a new screen. It's a little funny because it takes you to the checks and payments screen, but we're not doing a check. We are doing the debit adjustment, and we're going to take the debit adjustment, and now I should probably actually backdate it as well. So let's see here. If I pull up my original bill, I had a date of December 4th. So let's backdate our application as well to December 4th. And then we come down here into the Documents to Apply area, and we choose that original accounts payable bill. So we have a $90 debit adjustment getting applied to a AP bill that has $90 outstanding. Save that and release it. So now if I come back to my bills and adjustments screen, my debit adjustment now has a status of closed, and my original accounts payable bill has a status of closed. Also on the Applications tab of this bill, you'll see that what got applied to it was a debit adjustment. Now normally an accounts payable bill will get paid by a check, and you would see a check listed here in the Applications tab with a check number in the payment reference column. But in this case it's a debit adjustment, but it still shows up on the Applications tab for me. Then if I go back to my aging and I refresh this, we'll see that it's now empty because there's no more open outstanding documents for the vendor on my aging. Of course, now I still need to put in my new bill with the correct amount and GL account. So what I can do is, to save myself on data entry, come back to the original bill that's now closed, but I can use this little clipboard function to copy it to my clipboard. Then I have to click the plus icon to create a new bill, and then I use the clipboard again to paste in the bill. Now what it does is it copies in and pastes all the information except for the invoice number. So I'm actually going to open in a new tab, find what that invoice number was, copy it, and paste it here. Oh, looks like I need to do this and paste it here. Now if I try to save this, it's actually going to give me an error telling me that that invoice number is already being used by my original bill. So I just need to do something here to make it unique. I'll just put a letter A after it, and then it will allow me to save it. So now I'm creating a new bill. I've got a status of balanced, so I can come in and correct the amount. Maybe it should have been $95, and maybe the GL account should have been this one right here. Then I would save it, and I would release it. So really at the end of the day, we've got 3 transactions going on, which we can see right here. We had our original bill here on the bottom that we created a debit adjustment for. So think of it as a positive, then a negative to offset it, and then we're creating a new bill with the correct amount and GL account or whatever information needed to be corrected. But we do have a full audit trail, so we have 3 separate transactions. We're not actually changing the bill because it was already released.